The gym lights dimmed right on schedule. I sat 3 rows from the back, hands folded in my lap, waiting for Leo's memorial video to start. The screen flickered white. Then music played. But it wasn't the acoustic track Leo loved. It was something faster, meaner. My stomach dropped. The video that appeared wasn't a tribute, it was me, stumbling through the hallway last month after someone tripped me. Edited with clown music. Slow motion replays of my face hitting the floor. Text overlays, in memory of Micah's dignity. Laughter erupted. Sharp, cruel, echoing off the gym walls. I didn't move. Didn't turn around. I just watched my own humiliation, projected 15 feet high while teachers scrambled to cut the feed. My jaw tightened. But I didn't break. I memorized every face that laughed. Every phone that rose to record my reaction. Because weak people? We remember everything. My name is Micah Vale, and they think I'm weak. The hallway after the assembly felt longer than usual. Whispers followed me like smoke. Someone's phone was still pointed at me, recording my walk to class. I didn't flinch. Didn't speed up. Just kept my eyes forward and my breathing steady. A girl I used to sit with at lunch looked away when I passed. Another one smirked. I noted both. At my locker, someone had taped a printout of the video's worst frame. My face mid-fall, mouth open, eyes wide. I peeled it off slowly, folded it carefully, and slipped it into my notebook. Evidence. A guy from the soccer team shoulder-checked me on his way past. "Nice moves, Micah," he muttered. I didn't respond. Just filed his name away. Corey Walsh. By lunch, the video had been shared 47 times. I counted. Not because I was hurt. Because I was building a list. Miss Palmer caught me outside history class. She had that look teachers get when they're trying to seem concerned, but really just want answers. "Micah, can we talk?" I stopped, waited. She lowered her voice. "You and Leo fought before he died, didn't you? Some students said things were tense between you two." My chest tightened, but my face stayed blank. I didn't defend myself. Didn't explain that Leo and I never fought. That we'd been planning to expose something together. Instead, I asked one question. "Who told you that?" She hesitated. Looked uncomfortable. "I can't say, but several people mentioned it." Several people. That narrowed it down. Only Archer's group knew Leo and I had been meeting privately. Now they were spinning it into something ugly. Planting seeds. I nodded slowly. "Thank you for letting me know." "Miss Palmer." She blinked, surprised I wasn't protesting. I walked away. Now I know the leak. They sat together every day at the far table in the cafeteria. 4 of them. Archer Sloan led the group. Tall, confident, the kind of guy teachers loved and students feared. He smiled when he talked, but his eyes stayed cold. Mina Hart sat beside him. Quiet, observant, the one who whispered ideas while others executed them. She never got her hands dirty. Rowan Tate was loud, the enforcer. He laughed the hardest, pushed the furthest, made sure everyone knew when someone stepped out of line. And then there was Elias Cross, tech smart, always on his laptop, the one who made things happen digitally. Edited videos, hacked accounts, erased evidence. I watched them celebrate. High fives, inside jokes. Archer raised his soda like a toast and they all clinked cups. They were celebrating me, celebrating what they did at the memorial. I memorized their hierarchy. Archer decided. Mina suggested. Rowan acted. Elias covered tracks. I'd need to dismantle them carefully. One crack at a time. That night I logged into the shared drive Leo and I used for a history project. Most people forget about old school cloud folders, but Leo never deleted anything. He was paranoid like that. I scrolled through files until I found one labeled Backup Final. It was encrypted. I tried Leo's usual passwords. His dog's name. His birthday's backwards. Nothing worked. Then I tried mine. The file opened. Inside was a single text document. One line. If they do to me what they did to the others, don't let them hide. My hand still went on the keyboard. Others. Leo. Wasn't their first target. I read the line again. He knew. He knew what they were capable of. And he left me a message in case something happened. I saved the file to 3 different drives. Then I started searching for the others. I made a rule that night. No outbursts. No public confrontations. No warnings. Revenge wasn't about being loud. It was about being precise. They wanted me to snap, to yell, to give them more content. More proof that I was unstable, emotional, easy to break. I wouldn't give them that. Instead, I'd become invisible. Not weak, strategic. I grabbed a notebook and wrote down their names. Underneath each one, I listed what I knew. Archer, student council treasurer, access to funds. Mina, editor of the school blog. Controls the narrative. Rowan, scholarship athlete. One more incident and he's out. Elias, runs the tech club. Has admin access to school Wi-Fi. I stared at the list. 4 people. 4 weaknesses. I didn't need to destroy them all at once. I just needed to apply pressure in the right places. Silence would be my weapon, patience my strategy, and memory? That was my armor. The next morning, I sent an email. Anonymous. Untraceable. Routed through a VPN. Leo had shown me how to use it. The recipient, Vice Principal Harding. The subject line, Financial Discrepancy Report. Inside, I attached screenshots. Bank transfers from the student. Council charity fund into Archer's personal account. Small amounts, 50 here. 75 there. Enough to look like mistakes, but I had 6 months of records. It wasn't a mistake. It was theft. I didn't expect immediate chaos. That wasn't the point. I just needed the seed planted. Harding was methodical. He'd investigate quietly. Archer wouldn't even know he was being watched. Not yet, I hit send. Then I deleted the draft, cleared my history, and went to class. Nothing dramatic happened that day. But when I passed Archer in the hallway, I noticed something. He was checking his phone more than usual. His smile looked tighter. Good, let him wonder. By the end of the week, something had shifted. People still whispered, still filmed me sometimes. But now they started differently. Not mocking, uncertain. Like they weren't sure if I was broken or just waiting. Archer posted an apology on the school's social media. Page, public, performative. Sometimes jokes go too far. We should all be kinder. Mental health matters, I read it twice. Took a screenshot. Then I checked the edit history using a browser extension Leo had recommended. The original version was different. It said, if you can't take a joke, stay home. He'd changed it after someone commented. I saved both versions, evidence, because apologies mean nothing when they're only damage control. That afternoon, Mina watched me from across the library. I felt her eyes. Didn't look up. Just kept reading. Let her wonder what I was thinking. Let them all wonder. I found the folder by accident. Or maybe Leo meant for me to find it. It was buried in a subfolder labeled Old Assignments on the shared drive. Inside were videos. Dozens of them. Students I recognized. Some I didn't. Being tripped, mocked, filmed without knowing. Each video had a file name, a date, and a number. I opened a spreadsheet in the same folder. It was a scoreboard. Names down the left. Points across the top. Trips 10. Points. Public crying. 25. Points. Isolation, 1 week, 50. Points. Leo's name was on the list. So was mine. We weren't victims. We were part of a game. I sat back staring at the screen. This wasn't random bullying. It was organized, calculated entertainment, and they'd been playing for over a year. I copied everything to an external drive. Then I started planning how to make it public. Not yet, but soon. Monday morning, the school Wi-Fi homepage glitched. Instead of the usual announcements, a single image appeared. The scoreboard. Full screen, names, points, rankings. It was only visible for 40 seconds before someone rebooted the system. But 40 seconds was enough. Students started talking immediately. Phones out, screenshots flying. Teachers scrambled. The main office went into lockdown mode. I walked through the hallway slowly. Archer's group stood in a tight circle near the lockers. Rowan's face was red. Mina looked pale. Elias kept refreshing his phone like he could undo what had happened. Archer saw me. Our eyes met. I didn't smile. Didn't glare. Just walked past. Expression unreadable. Let him wonder if I did it. Let them all wonder. Because doubt? That's a crack. And cracks spread. They held a meeting that afternoon. I knew because Rowan was terrible at being subtle. He kept looking around while walking toward the old science wing. I followed from a distance. They met in an empty classroom. Door closed. Blinds drawn. I sat in the hallway one room over. Pulled out my phone. Opened the Bluetooth scanner app Leo had installed months ago. Found Elias's laptop. He always left Bluetooth on. I connected. Routed the audio through my earbuds. Their voices came through muffled but clear. "This is bad," Rowan said. "Someone leaked the file." "We don't know that," Archer replied. "Could have been a hack." "Or Micah," Mina added quietly. Silence. Then Elias spoke. His voice shook. "We shouldn't have used Leo's death. That was too far." "It's done," Archer snapped. "We move forward." "Stay quiet. Let it blow over." But Rowan's voice cracked. "What if it doesn't?" I saved the recording. Then I stood and walked away. They were fracturing. Good. By Wednesday, the rumors had spread like wildfire. Students who'd never spoken to me before started whispering theories. Archer's group ran a bullying competition. They ranked people for fun. Leo was on the list. The cafeteria felt different, tense. Conversations stopped when Archer walked in. Mina ate lunch alone for the first time in months. Rowan got into a shouting match with a junior who accused him of rigging the soccer team's votes. I sat at my usual table. I ate my lunch. Said nothing. Just observed. A girl I didn't know stopped by my table. "Are you okay?" she asked quietly. I looked up, nodded. "Yeah," she hesitated. "For what it's worth, I don't think you did anything wrong." I didn't respond. Just watched her walk away. I wasn't looking for sympathy. I was watching the chaos unfold, and it was beautiful. Ms. Renault, the guidance counselor, called me on Thursday morning. She closed the door, sat across from me, folded her hands. "Micah, I need to tell you something." I waited. "Someone is trying to frame you as the person who leaked the scoreboard. They're saying you hacked the school system." I nodded slowly. "I know." She blinked. "You know? I figured they'd try that." Her expression shifted. Confusion mixed with something else. Respect, maybe. "You're not worried?" I met her eyes. "Should I be?" She studied me for a long moment. Then she leaned forward. "Be careful, Micah. People are watching you now. Some because they're suspicious. Others because they're curious." I stood. "Thank you, Ms. Renault." As I left, I realized something. She hadn't asked if I did it. She'd just warned me. That meant she already knew. I hadn't, and that meant someone else did too. That night, I prepared the countermove. I opened the folder of saved files. Archer's edited apology. Mina's private group chat messages, where she mocked students, who asked for mental health support. Rowan's recorded voice threatened. A freshman who wouldn't join their game. I organized everything, time-stamped, labeled, cross-referenced. Then, I scheduled a release. Not all at once. That would be too easy to dismiss. Instead, I drip-feed it. One piece every few days. Let the pressure build. Let them scramble to explain each new leak. I set the first one to go live Sunday night. Archer's apology comparison. Original versus edited. Proof he only cared about appearances. I closed my laptop. Took a breath. This wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about justice. For Leo. For everyone else on that list. And for me, Rowan snapped first. Friday afternoon, cafeteria. Someone asked him directly about the scoreboard. He'd been holding it together all week, but the question broke something. "I didn't do anything," he shouted. Tables went quiet. Phones rose. "You people are insane. It was a joke." A senior stood. "A joke?" "Leo's dead." Rowan's face went red. "That wasn't us." "Then who was it?" Someone else yelled. Rowan looked around wildly. Archer tried to pull him away, but Rowan shoved him off. "You said this wouldn't blow up." Then he grabbed a lunch tray and threw it. It hit the wall, clattered to the floor. Teachers rushed in. Students backed away. Someone was filming. I walked past the chaos. Didn't stop. Didn't look. Just kept walking. Rowan's voice echoed behind me, cracking under pressure. And I knew the implosion had begun. Sunday night, I sent the file. Not to everyone. Just one person. Mina Hart. Anonymous message. No subject line. Just an audio file attached. Leo's voice. Recorded 3 days before he died. They've been following me. Messaging me. I can't take it anymore. I thought if I just stayed quiet, they'd stop. But they won't. Archer, Mina, Rowan, Elias. They think it's funny. They think I'm weak. I'm not drinking tonight. I know that's what they'll say if something happens. But I'm not. I'm running. I just need to get away from them. The file ended. I didn't add commentary. I didn't need to. I watched my phone. Waited. 20 minutes later, Mina's social media went dark. All her accounts private. Within an hour, Archer tried calling her. 11 times. She didn't answer. I saved the call log. Then I went to sleep. Because the truth? It doesn't need me to defend it. Monday morning, an envelope appeared on Principal Alvarez's desk. I know because his assistant mentioned it during announcements. An urgent matter requiring immediate administrative review. Inside were printed documents, bank transfer records, group chat screenshots, video timestamps. Everything pointing to Archer's group. Not from me directly. From an anonymous concerned student. The school went into formal investigation mode. Archer, Mina, Rowan, and Elias were called into the main office. One by one, separately. By lunchtime, their parents had been contacted. By the end of the day, lawyers were mentioned. I sat in the library, headphones in, doing homework. A teacher walked by, glanced at me, kept walking. I wasn't a suspect anymore. I was a witness, and silence made me more credible than anything I could have said. By Tuesday, they were turning on each other. Archer confronted Elias in the parking lot. You talked, didn't you? Elias backed away. I didn't say anything. Then how do they have the server logs? Mina stopped showing up to school. Her parents claimed she was sick, but someone saw her at a coffee shop across town staring at nothing. Rowan tried to salvage his scholarship, wrote an apology letter to the athletic director, but the video of him throwing the tray had already gone viral. The unity they had was gone, replaced by paranoia, blame, fear. I watched from a distance. Not celebrating, just observing. This was what happened when a system built on cruelty finally collapsed. It didn't explode outward. It imploded inward, and I didn't have to do anything but wait. The hearing happened on a Thursday. Parents, teachers, students, everyone, packed into the administration conference room. I was called a witness, not a suspect. I sat at the table. Hands folded, calm. Archer's lawyer asked me questions. Did I hack the school system? No. Did I create the scoreboard? No. Did I have any involvement in the leaks? I paused, looked at Archer, then at his lawyer. I didn't destroy them, I said quietly. They destroyed themselves trying to destroy me. The room went silent. Archer's father shifted uncomfortably. Mina's mother looked away. Principal Alvarez wrote something down. The lawyer tried to press further. But I didn't add anything. I'd said what needed to be said. Truth didn't need elaboration. The suspensions came down Friday. Indefinite, pending further. Investigation. Archer, Mina, Rowan, Elias, all four. Their parents threatened lawsuits. Claimed the school had no proof. But the evidence was overwhelming. Financial records, audio files, video timestamps. They couldn't deny it. Not all of it. I stayed home that day. Didn't need to see the fallout in person. My phone buzzed with messages. People I hadn't spoken to in months. You okay? That took guts. Respect. I didn't reply. This wasn't about earning respect. It was about making sure what happened to Leo didn't happen to anyone else. That night I sat at my desk, stared at the notebook where I'd written their names. 4 people. 4 weaknesses. I'd applied pressure to each one. Not with violence. Not with yelling. Just with truth. And truth was the heaviest weight of all. Sunday I released the final file. Leo's video, the one he recorded 2 days before he died. He sat in his room, eyes red, voice steady. My name is Leo Brennan. If you're watching this, something happened. And I need you to know it wasn't an accident. Archer Sloan, Mina Hart, Rowan Tate, and Elias Cross have been targeting me for months. Not because I did anything. Because I was convenient. I'm recording this because I'm scared. And because, Micah, if you find this, don't let them win. Don't let them hide. The video ended. I uploaded it to a secure platform. Shared the link with the school administration, the local news, and the police. Within hours, it was everywhere. Not because I wanted fame. Because Leo deserved to be heard. And because some truths are too important to stay buried. Monday, the school was different. Hallways were quieter. No one laughed. No one filmed. For the first time in months, people just walked, talked, existed. The memorial video played again. The real one this time. Acoustic music. Photos of Leo smiling. Teachers spoke. Students cried. And when it ended, no one clapped. They just sat, silent, respectful, listening, because Leo wasn't a punchline anymore. He wasn't a trophy of popularity. He was a person, someone who mattered, someone who'd been failed. I sat in the back, didn't cry, didn't speak. Just watched as the school finally saw him, really saw him. And for the first time since the memorial betrayal, I felt something close to peace. The fallout was swift. Archer lost his college scholarship. The university revoked it after reviewing the evidence. Mina's parents pulled her from school, enrolled her somewhere across the state. Rowan was expelled. No appeals. His athletic career ended before it started. Elias disappeared from social media entirely. Deleted everything. Vanished. Their futures, the ones they'd built on cruelty, crumbled. Not because I destroyed them. Because they built on sand. And sand doesn't hold. I graduated quietly. No speeches. No celebrations. Just walked across the stage, received my diploma, and when I did, the gym stood. Not cheering wildly, not clapping loudly, just standing silent, respectful. It wasn't pity. It was recognition. And that mattered more than anything else. Summer came. I got a job at the library. Spent my days shelving books and helping people find what they needed. Quiet work. Peaceful. One afternoon, a kid came in. Maybe 13. Nervous. He asked where the computer section was. I showed him. He hesitated. "Can I ask you something?" I nodded. "How do you deal with people who are mean?" I thought about it. About Leo. About everything that happened. "You remember?" I said. "You remember who they are.
What they did.
And you make sure it matters." He looked confused. "That's it?" "That's everything." He nodded slowly. Then walked away. I went back to shelving books. Because revenge isn't loud. It's patient. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is remember. Months later, I visited Leo's grave. The cemetery was quiet, peaceful. I placed a folded graduation program beside his headstone, the one with both our names listed. As I stood to leave, I heard footsteps, whispers. I turned. 2 students I didn't recognize stood nearby, watching. One whispered to the other, "That's the guy who destroyed them." I met their eyes. Calm. Steady. "No," I said quietly. I just remembered. Then I walked away. The sun was setting, warm, golden, and for the first time in a long time, I felt light, because they thought I was weak. They thought silence meant defeat. But weak people? We remember everything, and memory is the longest revenge of all.